back after 2 years. 33 of the best come off of turn number 4. The 49th Napa Auto Parts Fall Final is under the green flag, led by Ryan Preece into turn 1.
A little bobble by Ronnie Williams allows the inside line to get a run. They'll go down the backstretch. Williams fights back. He's in a battle with Dana DiMatteo as they go down into turn number 3.
Dana DiMatteo in the outside lane. Ronnie Williams to the bottom. A little bobble by Ryan Preece at the point. Scattered the field a bit behind him. Preece will lead lap number 1. DiMatteo will cross the line in the second spot.
Williams now goes to the attack on the outside of Preece. Can he get a bite and get the action going as they go down into turn number 3? He'll almost pull even as they come off turn number 4. Preece able to regain the front spot.
Ryan Preece with the advantage on the inside lane, but for how long? Here comes Ronnie Williams, hot to trot up top of the racetrack, off of turn number 2. Pulls up alongside Preece. New leader halfway up the back straightaway. Ronnie Williams goes to the point.
Battle on for third, and that's the 20 of Max Zachem. Zachem on the attack on the outside of DiMatteo as they come across the line. It is Zachem holding on to that spot by just inches as they rocket into turn 1.
Zachem in the outside lane. Dana DiMatteo locked up on the bottom in position number 3. Mike Christopher Jr. rounding out the top 5. He's the third car in line on the inside of the racetrack as they come back off of turn number 4. All still chasing Ronnie Williams. Ryan Preece, they thin out at the front. Zachem is third, DiMatteo, and now Pitcat moving into the top 5.
So Pitcat looking to make it 4 in a row is in the 4th spot. Can he make a move on Zachem? Swoops underneath the 20 as they go into turn number 3. They come off turn number 4. It is Pitcat now. Rocket putting himself into 3rd.
Yeah, he is wasting little time coming up through the field. Started in the 6th spot, now is into the top 5, into position number 3. 1 car length behind Ryan Preece in second, our pole sitter, and Ronnie Williams right there just ahead of those two as our race leaders. They complete lap number 6 of 80.
And DiMatteo dropping back through the field. He's lost a spot to Mike Christopher Jr. He's going to lose another one. Ronnie Silk is able to put the 16 underneath DiMatteo. DiMatteo on the outside. He has to worry about Matt Galco now, who swings down below the 76.
Yeah, Dana DiMatteo right now struggling in that outside lane, having a tough time getting back to the bottom. Silk goes by to the inside. Here comes Galco. Kopchik also lined up to the inside as we have a challenge for the lead off of turn 2. Here is Ryan Preece back to the inside of Ronnie Williams.
East with a power surge, goes to the front, gets by Williams. Williams trying to attack on the outside. He has to fall in line, worry about Pitcat, who's right behind him. They freight train their way into turn number 1.
Side by side for position 3 once again, Pitcat and Zachem. It'll be Pitcat with the advantage in the outside lane. Zachem will fall in the line in 4th, just in front of Mike Christopher Jr. But boy, they are stacked up behind race leader Ryan Preece, who leads this time by a car length over Williams in second. Top 5 or 6 cars beginning to pull away just a bit from the rest of the field.
A little trouble deeper in the field, and it looks like the 81 of Todd Owen is the first car to make his way down the pit road.
The 2-time SK Modified champion, including this season, might be the first car out of this event. They go to the work on the left side of that car and now under the hood. Tough break for Todd Owen, just 10 laps in to this event. Battle for 4th is the best in turn number 3. Zachem in the outside lane. Mike Christopher Jr. to the bottom. Move Christopher up to the 4th spot. And now following suit, Ronnie Silk to the inside for 5th.
So Silk trying to pick up a spot as he whirls his way through the field. Has gotten into the 5th position. He'll go behind Mike Christopher. The top 6 have kind of moved away from the car in 7th. That is the 6 of Matt Galco. Behind him, it's Craig Lutz in the 00.
That's the way they run in the latter half of the top 10 as the field has signaled out. Black flag shown to 1 car mid-pack as we continue under the green flag, and we'll keep an eye on the starter stand to see if that flag is issued again, this time by off of turn number 4. It's for a driver, it looks like just inside of the top 10. And it might be for maybe Dana DiMatteo.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on if Dana makes a move further back. You see some racing just in the top 15 as they've worked off of turn number 2. Chase Dowling in that pack of traffic in car number 9, looking to gain a spot. And now the black flag with the white X shown to that competitor.
And Dowling just got by Cecily. Next on his list is the 24 of Mikey Flynn as they go down the backstretch. So Dowling, the winner the last time the Monaco Tri Series was here at Stafford back in 20 is on the move in the S&S paving machine.
And it was Dana DiMatteo that the black flag was issued to over the last several circuits. He is on pit road this time by and is going to attention of his crew. We have a spin in turn number 2. Solo spin for the 07. And that'll put us under the caution flag for the first time. Kyle Bonsignor going around in turn number 2. So a lot happened.
We'll look to see the pace car swing its way to the infield. Ryan Preece, Ronnie Williams, 15 down. They come off turn number 4. They await the green flag. We're back underway. The drag race down into turn number 1 is won on the jump by Ryan Preece.
Ryan Preece goes back to the front of the field, and here comes Woody Pitkat trying to take that second spot away up the backstretch, and he'll do just that. Ronnie Williams will tuck in the line in 3rd. Mike Christopher Jr. in 4th, or is he? Here's Silk to the inside.
So Silk will try to close on the inside of Mike Christopher Jr. as they go down into turn number 1. Battle on for the lead. It is Woody Pitkat trying to put the Dunleavy's 88 to the front. He'll do so in turn 3.
No surprise here, although fairly early in the event. Here is Woody Pitkat back to the front of the field for the first time today in a driver that has won the last 3 open modified events here at the Stafford Motor Speedway here this season. Goes to the point here ahead of Ryan Preece. Ronnie Williams in 3rd, settles in the line in that spot just in front of Mike Christopher Jr. and Ron Silk, the top 5. Matt Galko having a good run just outside of the front 5 in the 6th spot.
The top 2 have kind of pulled away from the rest of the field. Plotting his counterattack is Ryan Preece. He'll go into turn number 3, dives the nose underneath the 88 as they come off turn number 4. They are side by side, and the race down to the line is won by Pitkat on the outside.
Woody Pitkat top side, Ryan Preece still digging hard to the inside of the racetrack off of turn number 2, and for the second time by, race leaders are nose to nose for the top spot into turn 3. Preece with the advantage going in. Woody Pitkat looking to build a run at the exit, but it's going to be Preece retaking the race lead.
So at the quarter pole, it is Ryan Preece who's taken the lead. Woody Pitkat runs in the 2nd spot. Battle on for 3rd. Ronnie Williams trying to hold off the charge of both Mike Christopher, and now swinging to the inside was Ronnie Silk. He found that door closed.
Silk in the 5th spot, just behind Mike Christopher Jr., just ahead of Galko. Behind Galko, Craig Lutz gaining a spot on Max Zackham. That's a good race for position number 7 on the speedway. Lutz, Zackham, Andrew Moeller also part of that battle in Old Blue, car number 3. Then it looks like Keith Rocco trying to make his presence known toward the front.
Yeah, that is Keith Rocco, who's gotten by the 179 of Kopchik. So they'll go down the backstretch, about a 2-car length advantage for Ryan Preece. Now Silk will try once again to nose his way underneath Christopher, is able to do so, and he will pick up 4th as they charge off the corner.
Ron Silk to 4th, Christopher to 5th. Top 5 now strung out, chasing Ryan Preece right now at the front of the field. Has a 2-car length lead, watching action mid-pack. Matt Swanson right there in the 89 car. Eric Goodale coming to life in the GAF Roofing number 58. There's Chase Dowling in the white number 9. All of this action outside of the top 10.
Pretty much everybody single file as they streak around the track. Jake Johnson took a little look underneath Kopchik, was rebuffed as they come off turn number 4 and race back to the line. At the front, Ryan Preece leading the charge by about a car length still over Woody Pitkat as they go down the backstretch.
Williams in 3rd, and he's about to find some pressure from Silk, who has reeled him in from 4th after making the pass on Mike Christopher Jr. a couple of laps ago. Christopher all alone in that Tommy Baldwin Racing entry, running in 5th.
They continue to run single file around the track. Best battle a little deeper in the field. Jake Johnson continuing to pester Stephen Kopchik. That is a battle deep in the field behind Keith Rocco. Johnson now able to shake off the 179. He'll go after Rocco as they go into turn 1.
Off of turn 2, up the back straightaway. Rocco getting into line just in front of Jake Johnson and Stephen Kopchik. Chris Pastriak in car number 5, part of that battle for position, along with Teddy Hodgson and Chase Dowling in car number 9. Where Haven't heard too much from Big Money Matt, currently in the 16th position, just behind this pack of traffic. There's Matt Hirschman, ahead of Sam Ramo, and just behind Chase Dowling's 9 car.
Battle going on deeper in the field. That is Eric Goodale. He'll try to make a move underneath Matt Swanson as they go down into turn 1. They are side by side, and disposing of Swanson is the 58 of Goodale as he picks up a spot.
That battle about to full straightaway behind the race leaders, which are already at the start-finish line. Ryan Preece out front, no change there. We watched this Chase Dowling battle along with Teddy Hodgson side by side for position number 14 on the speedway, and Dowling will take it away from Teddy. Car number 55, who moves back into the 15th position. Matt Hirschman, unable to close, still in 16th. Eric Goodale closing in on Matt, along with Sam Ramo in the 06.
And now Ronnie Silk has moved into the 3rd spot, drop kicking Ronnie Williams to the 4th. In 5th, it is Mike Christopher. Then it is the 6th of Galco and the 00 of Lutz making up our top 7.
And Greg Lutz in the 00, a former fall final winner as well here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, having a nice solid run early in the top 10. Currently in the 7th position as they come back off of turn number 4. The interval at the front has stabilized to about 3 car lengths between Preece and Pitcat as we watch this mid-pack battling for position. Goodale, Sam Ramo, Matt Swanson, Anthony Flannery all stacked up from about the 17th spot on back. That battle just behind Matt Hirschman.
And right now a battle on for 4th. Mike Christopher puts the Tommy Baldwin 7 New York to the inside of Ronnie Williams. Williams now vulnerable on the outside. An attack by Matt Galco is thwarted by the 50 of Williams.
Battle for 2nd now tightening up. Here comes Ron Silk. 3rd place on the speedway and has reeled in the former race leader in Woody Pitcat for the runner-up spot. Past Christopher and Williams, a handful of laps to go, and now has been able to drive away. In fact, the top 3 have been able to break away from Christopher in 4th, Williams in 5th, Galco, and Lutz.
That last time that they went through turns 3 or 4, Lutz got into the back bumper of Galco, slid a little bit. That's cost him some room on the track. He may fall victim to Max Zachem as they come off turn number 4. Then we have Moeller behind them as he sits just outside the top 10.
It is Ryan Preece out front by 3 car lengths over Woody Pitcat and Ron Silk. Watching the battle deeper into the top 10 with Rocco and Jake Johnson in car number 15. Johnson looking to Rocco's inside as they come off of turn number 4. Johnson can't make it stick. Rocco hangs onto that spot. That battle just a car length or so behind the 3 of Andrew Moeller. As we are a lap shy of the halfway mark, it'll be 39 of 80 this time by for Ryan Preece.
Ronnie Silk trying to close in on Woody Pitcat, make a battle go on for 2nd spot. Then we have in our lead Ryan Preece. Those 3 cars are pretty much checked out from the 7 of Mike Christopher Jr. Then in 5th, it is Ronnie Williams making up the top 5. Halfway home this time by, it is Ryan Preece, your leader.
40 down, 40 to go. Ryan Preece at the point over Woody Pitcat, and in fact he is opening up his margin ever so slightly, about a half a car length or so a lap over Woody Pitcat in 2nd. Silk in 3rd and within arm's length of Pitcat. And a large gap back to Mike Christopher Jr. in 4th as we watch some of the battles in and around the 10th spot. The 3 is there for Moeller, Rocco, Johnson. Here comes Matt Hirschman to the inside of Teddy Hodgson. That is a battle for 15th. That battle exiting turn number 2, a full half lap behind the race leader.
So Matt Hirschman's really going to have to pick it up in the final 38 laps if he's going to make his way through the field. He is deep in the field. Ryan Preece pulling away as they go down into turn number 2 and down the backstretch.
Here they come off turn 4 with 43 now of 80 in the books. Battle for 2nd has cooled off. Silk, it looked like, was closing in on Pitcat. Here is Chase Dowling. Had a peek to the inside of Chris Pastriak into 5. Pastriak slides up, a little evil handling on that car. Dowling closes to within a car length. Matt Hirschman, also a part of this three-way battle for position 13th on the racetrack. Pastriak 13th, Dowling 14th, Hirschman 15th.
So it looked like Hirschman was reeling in Chase Dowling as they go into turn number 2. Hirschman to the inside of Dowling. See if he can get a bite and a rundown as they go into turn number 3. Hirschman trying to pick up a spot on Chase Dowling, and he will move into that spot as they come off turn number 4.
Matt Hirschman may have been counting on more yellows, and suddenly we find ourselves with 35 laps to go in this 80-lap feature, and Matt Hirschman still buried in 14th and still a half a lap behind the race leader Ryan Preece. That battle with Hirschman exiting turn 4 as Preece hits the back straightaway.
And a battle for 10th and 11th. Once again, Jake Johnson and Keith Rocco have dueling for the last few laps. It is Johnson now who's made it into the 10th spot. He'll try to get by Andrew Moeller as they go down into turn number 3.
Here's Chase Dowling, like you mentioned, the inside of Pastriak. Eric Goodale in that mix as well in the GAF Roofing number 58. As we watch Ryan Preece now have to thread the needle through some lap traffic. Moving around Charette in the 28. Brian Roby just ahead of Preece, up off of turn 2 and up the backstretch. Roby, a former champion in his own right in the Modified Racing Series. Further back, Hirschman gains another spot. This time moving around the 179 of Stephen Kopchik.
Ronnie Silk trying to close on Woody Pitkat as they go into turn number 3. It is still Preece, our leader, a lap car between him and the 88 of Pitkat. I'm sure that Cam McDermott, the crew chief of Woody Pitkat, is telling him he's going to have to pick up the pace. We're down to 30 laps to go. Perhaps a long way, Kyle, but a short time here on a half mile.
Indeed it is. Laps clicking off here for Ryan Preece out front. Corey DiMatteo, the next car to go a lap down, the driver that transferred into this event through the racechoice.com non-qualifiers race. He declined the $1,000 to win the event, instead took the 33rd starting position. Right now, DiMatteo still deep in the pack and about to go a lap down to race leader Ryan Preece. DiMatteo running in the 30th position.
And a battle for 14th and 15th. That's Eric Goodale to the inside of Chris Pastriak. So he'll put the GAF Roofing number 58 into that spot. Going along with him is Chase Dowling in the 9.
That battle enters turn number 3. Dowling, Pastriak, just behind Eric Goodale. Keeping an eye on Matt Hirschman as he is climbing toward the top 10. Currently in the 11th spot, moving around Keith Rocco, a lap to go. Here's the battle for second. Woody Pitkat has it. Ron Silk within a car length in car number 16. That battle about 7 or 8 car lengths behind Ryan Preece.
So every time it seems that Silk is able to get to the back bumper of Woody Pitkat in the Dunleavy 88, Pitkat is able to get a little extra power pull away. He'll do so off turn number 4 as they come across the stripe.
Further back, Matt Galco under fire for a position just outside of the top 5. Craig Lutz is there, and then you see the lap car to the inside. That's Charette's lap car staying out of the way, but it's going to prevent Lutz from making a move on Galco for the 6th spot. Max Zackham is there as well in car number 20. A good 3-way battle. You can call it a 5-way battle because Moeller is there in old blue, as is Jake Johnson in car number 15.
It looks like Charette fighting to stay on the same lap, not give up a lap to the 00 of Lutz. Lutz finally able to get by. Next up in line to try to pass will be the 20 of Zackham. Zackham has to worry, as right behind him is the 15 of Jake Johnson. And now Keith Rocco trying to snake his way underneath Johnson.
Charette's going to pull his car to the bottom, and it's going to trap, it looks like, Matt Hirschman to the inside. Hirschman goes to the bottom of Johnson, but now there's a lap car there as Charette. They're really jammed up now on the back straightaway. Passing flag out here at the starter stand for DiMatteo. He goes a lap down to Preece as we watch this battle for about the 9th spot on back, led by Andrew Moeller.
So we are 58 laps in of this race. Pretty much we have stayed green from the drop of the green flag. The battle's continuing around the track. We'll look to find where Ryan Preece is, how big of a lead he has on the field. as the sun setting off turns 1 and 2.
Just one quick caution in this event back on lap number 15, but since then we have been clean and green with 21 laps to go. And the leaders off of turn 4. Cecily about to go a lap down to Ryan Preece. Also Tommy Barrett, Anthony Bello, and George Bissett Jr. all within eyeshot of the race leader.
20 to go. Actually, it'll be 19 when Ryan Preece comes across the line. He'll have to start picking up some of the lap cars. First on his list will be the 19 of Cecily as they go down into turn number 1.
Cecily's car very loose off of turn number 4 a half a lap ago. Hopefully the handling of that car will maintain off of turn 4 as he goes a lap down here over the next lap or so to Ryan Preece. As we watch this battle off of turn number 4, the latter half of the top 10, Matt Hirschman's climb toward the front has kind of stalled out behind Jake Johnson and Max Zachem. Zachem in that blue, number 20. Then Jake Johnson in the 15, Matt Hirschman in the 60. That is 8th, 9th, and 10th on the speedway.
So Ryan Preece closing in on a couple cars deep in the field, battling for position. One would be the 19 of Bello, the 4 of Barrett, and the 39 of Bissett. They were all dueling for spots on the track a little bit before, but they've strung it out there, single file. Preece will now make his way around the 19 of Cecily going into turn 1.
There comes Johnson to the inside in turn number 3. Caution is out for a spin on the back straightaway. So solo spin, back straightaway. That is Buddy Charette in the 28 to put us under the caution flag for the second time in this event. A long green flag run. I think Matt Hirschman was trying to save, like he usually does at the beginning of these races. And then suddenly he realized there may not be another caution. I gotta go. He went from 16th to now in the top 10 in about 10 laps, and is currently in the 10th position. But how much did he burn up on those tires to get there?
Well, Kyle, I see a lot of teams starting to get ready, so Tim Prokowski is going to get pretty busy in the next couple of minutes. 17 laps left to go. The question is, how many takers are there going to be to give up track position to get better tires?
And this is a 2-tire change event. 6 tires for the event, 4 to start, and then the 2 tires that they could change during a caution. Free pass being awarded to the 11 for Corey DiMatteo. And once the pace car has captured the field and everybody is grouped up, pit road will be open. Green flag is waving from turn 3, indicating to the drivers that pit lane is open. Ryan Preece off of the banking in turn 3, and it looks like everybody will follow him onto pit road. All the leaders taking the opportunity to make adjustments, take tires. Tim Prokowski, you're about to be a very busy man in the infield. Here they come.
All right, the 40 car is in now. Going for rear tires. The 50 car is going the right front tire on the 50 car. And also right rear.
So fresh rubber for Ronnie Williams, fresh rubber for Ryan Preece. They are down and away. The front 10 cars now exiting the pit lane. Andrew Moeller in old blue, Keith Rocco, Eric Goodale, Chase Dowling, Chris Pastriak, all exiting pit road. Matt Swanson in the 89, Teddy Hodgson having a tough time. That car might be stalled out on pit road in car number 55. Now he'll come to life.
So now it becomes a race on pit road, Kyle, for that final 17 laps. Here we see Mike Christopher Jr. now coming in the 7.
DiMatteo on the pit lane. Anthony Flannery in the 25. Chuck Hosfeld in the 25. Mike Christopher Jr. in car number 7. Second lap, Tim, what do you see down from the pit lane?
All right, we got the 7NY coming back in, took rears before. looks like we're taking a look at it, and the crew is a little bit disappointed. Right sides. I'm sorry, it was right sides for the 7, rears for the 88 for Woody Pitcat.
The way they're going around the number 7, Kyle, as I'm watching on the screen, it
looked like everybody taking advantage of those 2 tires. Pace car is in. Ryan Preece, race leader, off turn 4, and for the restart with Ronnie Williams to his right elbow.
Preece bolts out to the early lead. It is Williams on the outside. He's under attack down low by Woody Pick by the 00 of Lutz. Now here swooping in to grab second is Ronnie Silk in a battle with Ronnie Williams.
Silk to the inside, Williams top side, and it's going to be Silk that takes that spot away. Williams back to 3rd as the top 3 get strung out with Pitcat in 4th, Craig Lutz in the 5th spot. Then side by side for 6. Now Pitcat gets turned while going for 3rd, hard into the outside wall in turn 3.
Ronnie Williams is there, the 55 of Hodgson.
Leaving the field in the hands of Ryan Preece off of turn number 4, looking for the restart, 16 laps to go. Back underway, and it's Silk with the jump in the outside lane as they go to turn 1, but here comes Ryan Preece back to the bottom.
A side-by-side duel off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Preece with the leverage down low. Silk looks like he's trying to pull even. They come off turn number 4. They are door handle to door handle, and Craig Lutz trying to nose into that battle as they come across the line.
At the line by a car length, it is Ryan Preece back out front. Here comes Silk into 2nd, Craig Lutz in 3rd. Stuck in that outside lane, Jake Johnson falls to 4th and finds himself under fire from Keith Rocco.
Rocco will try to knife his way underneath the 15 of Johnson. They come across the line. Rocco falls in line at the front. Silk goes up high, looks for a run, touches the back bumper of Preece as they go down the backstretch.
Matt Hirschman restarted 6th. That's where he runs. Battle for the lead. Here is Silk to the inside. Ryan Preece to the outside lane. Bit of contact in turn number 4. New leader when they get back to the line. Ronnie Silk goes to the head of the class.
Now Ryan Preece goes on the attack. He's on the back bumper of Silk. They go down into turn number 3. The Hunt brothers machine in the 2nd spot. Lutz runs 3rd. Then it's Johnson and Rocco making up the top 5. Silk will lead them back to the line with 12 to go.
3 cars looking to break away at the point. Ron Silk, the race leader. Ryan Preece in 2nd, looking back to the inside, but can't make a move. In fact, the top 2 now pulling away from Craig Lutz in 3rd, and Jake Johnson in 4th. Keith Rocco rounding out the top 5, doing a nice job fending off Matt Hirschman, who rides in the 6th spot.
Ronnie Silk, the leader of the train. Behind him, it is Ryan Preece trying to find a way underneath or around Silk. Now the move into turn number 3. Silk unable to get there. Here comes Jake Johnson. He swoops into the 3rd spot.
Battle for the lead off turn 4, side by side for a moment, but what a run for Silk off the corner. Maintains the top spot. Silk out front. Preece gives him a tap to the back bumper off of turn 2, letting him know he's there within the final 10.
So they'll come off turn number 4. A classic battle here at Stafford. Silk stays down low. Gart protects his turf as they go into turn number 1. Preece now, again, letting him know he's there all over the back bumper as they fling themselves down the backstretch.
Ryan Preece can't make a move on Ron Silk, the race leader. The top 2, however, successfully pulling away from the rest of the field, led by Jake Johnson in 3rd, Craig Lutz in 4th, Keith Rocco in 5th. Battle for the lead goes back to turn number 2. Silk. Here comes Preece again off of the corner and onto the back straightaway.
And Preece pull the bottom shot as they go into turn number 3. A little bit of room left by Silk. Preece digging as hard as he can. Once again, Silk is able to hold him off.
Great run in that outside lane for Ron Silk. Maintains the race lead. Drives away. Caution is out. Trouble turn 3. One car has gone around to put us under the caution flag. That's the 25 of Flannery. So Anthony Flannery from East Hampton, Connecticut, puts us under the caution flag. That's 20 years ago. Looking for another win here in the 2022 version of this great event. We'll have to fend off Ryan Preece to get there, though. Off turn 4, 7 laps to go, and the green flag.
We are underway. Priest on the outside. A push from Lutz. Does he get the lead in turn number 1? Silk fights back. They are side by side. Nerf bar to Nerf bar. By inches, it's Ryan Priest leading the charge into turn 3.
In the outside lane for Priest, but here comes Silk back to the inside. Priest out of shape and face of the field. Chase Dowling goes around. Caution is out. Ryan Priest gets turned while running for the lead in turn number 4. Andrew Moeller looks like may have some damage in the 3. Chase Dowling pulls away in the 9.
Priest may need some assistance.
And Ryan Priest, a lot of damage on that car. The window net already down on the 40. He knows his event will fall 7 laps shy. Car fires back up, but the left front not
too healthy.
No, not at all. Unhappy with it. Looks like the 00. Craig Lutz is the driver that he is expressing some frustration towards. As Priest limps that car down the back straightaway, and Craig Lutz going to keep a couple of car lengths back until Priest gets to the pit lane.
I think that's discretion is the better part of valor in that one for Craig Lutz.
Indeed. Wow, what a turn of events here. Ryan Priest, who led so many laps early in this event. Things got tight among the top 5 as we get later and later into this event. That's expected. Let's take a look at a replay to see what exactly happened. And it was Lutz barely clipping Priest, turning Ryan. Is that Eric Goodale that Ryan may have got into? It was.
See it going down the backstretch.
Get another look at it here. Priest in the outside lane, slipped up just a bit, but didn't really fall off the pace. Lutz had a run. It was Keith Rocco that Priest clipped.
Another look.
Silk to the inside, Priest to the outside, and had a little bit of help from Lutz. Spun to the inside and collected Keith Rocco. Rocco on the front stretch here now on the inside lane, and be a tough break for Keith if he was unable to continue running in the top 5 for much of this event. But that was a pretty big hit. When Ryan came across the racetrack, Keith was there. There was some heavy-duty contact between those two. Priest out of his car on pit road.
7 laps left. Can he make his way into the picture?
7-lap shootout. Will we get there, though, without another yellow? Time will tell. Ron Silk, Jake Johnson. Front row lined up, ready to go. Turn number 4, pace car is in. Green flag is out. We are back underway in the Napa Fall Final.
And back to the front, it is Ronnie Silk leading him into turn number 1. Going underneath Jake Johnson. That's the 00 of Lutz as they go down into turn number 3. They are side by side behind them. Then it is also Galco trying to swoop his way underneath Keith Rocco.
Little bit of contact at the front of the field between Lutz and Silk, but everybody's okay. In fact, Silk is able to break away by a car length over a side-by-side race for second. Caution is out. Back straightaway, Bassett has come to a stop after an apparent issue. So George Bassett Jr., and I believe in just his second open modified race.
I believe the first one was that Lincoln Tech race.
Yeah,
that was the last open race that we did here at Stafford.
About a month ago. He's able to continue on.
Napa Fall Final.
3 miles of racing around the Stafford half mile. Field in turn number 4, coming to green. 6 laps to go. Ron Silk gets the jump. Here's Jake Johnson to the inside of Lutz for second.
So Silk punches his way to the front. Johnson slices his way into the second spot. Here comes Matt Galko in the 6th. He'll try to work his way under Lutz as they are side by side in turn number 3. But it is Silk who will lead the field off turn 4.
Yeah, Galko's put on the big charge here in the second half of this event. Car number 6 now up to 3rd, moving around Lutz. Here comes Swanson into the top 5 and maybe even 4th by the time they get to turn number 2. Side by side for 4th, leaders strung out, 1st and 2nd, Ron Silkin, Jake Johnson.
So the best battle right now is for 4th. That is Matt Swanson. He's not done yet. He's to the inside of Lutz. He'll try to close on Galko as they go into turn number 1. Your leader, though, by 2 car lengths, Ronnie Silk leads him down the backstretch and into turn 3.
Jake Johnson able to get away with Silk in 2nd. Bit of a gap back to the race from 3rd on back, led by Matt Galko, Matt Swanson, Craig Lutz, all singled out as they cross the line. Keith Rocco part of that traffic in 6th. Matt Hirschman is 7th.
They'll go down the backstretch. Ronnie Silk had a chance to win an open race here at Stafford. Contact with Ronnie Williams denied him that night. Right now, a 2 car length advantage. He gets the twirling 2s down to the final 2 here at the fall final.
2 laps to go for Ron Silk. 4 car lengths in hand over Jake Johnson off of turn 2 and up the back straightaway. Battle for 3rd is a good one with Swanson and Galko, but all eyes are at the point as they come off of turn 4. White flag for Ron Silk.
Final 4 turns. Silk goes into turn number 1. Hits his lines as they go down the backstretch. Final time at full speed. Ronnie Silk goes into turn number 3. He'll lead the field off turn number 4. Your winner in the fall final will be the number 16 of Ronnie Silk.
20 years after his 2002 fall final win, Ron Silk does it again here in 2022, picking up the NEPA fall final victory, fending off Jake Johnson in 2nd, Matt Galko in 3rd, Matt Swanson in 4th, and Craig Lutz completing the top 5.
In 6th, it was Keith Rocco. It was Matt Hirschman 7th. Mikey Flynn with a good run coming home 8th. Andrew Moeller 9th. And Eric Goodale rounded out the top 10.
Sam Ramo, Max Zachem, Kyle Bonsignor, Chris Pastriak, and Anthony Bello made up the top 15, all on the lead lap, along with Tommy Barrett in 16th, Corey DiMatteo 17th, Todd Zegedy in his return to the Speedway finishing in 18th, completing all 80 circuits, along with Anthony Sesley and Chuck Husfeld rounding out the top 20.